Well, hi there. Warm welcome. You're watching Blueprint Explosive Exclusive, and I'm Meghna Deka. Well, it appears that Delulu is the only Salulu. In case, like me, you're not Gen X enough, then it means delusion is the only solution. This for Gen Z. But unfortunately, these problems are not just in their generation. Every generation, from a baby to a senior citizen, everyone's got the same problem, because after all, Achhe Din seems to be hidden under a thick cover of smog. There's poison in the air that we breathe. There's uranium in our underground water and even in breast milk. Our tree cover is being raised and the industries are throwing up poisonous smoke. At the end of it all, this is not just about Delhi, not just about Mumbai, Kolkata, Guwahati too, in Bengaluru as well. The problems that we face, be it pollution, water, deforestation, all of us are ailing from the same one disease across India. That is apathy. Mass murder by apathy. In Delhi, where the Supreme Court says that even masks are not enough, the Rekha Gupta government is busy offering hot air balloon rides. Can you imagine? Hot air balloon rides. Can it really fix the pollution problem? These are some of the visuals that you can see. You can go enjoy yourself in this hot air balloon if you're in Delhi. But some small questions arise. Rising up in the thick air, is outdoor activity safe enough in Delhi that you'll go on this hot air balloon ride? Is it safe enough to even step out from your homes? The Supreme Court has said that stop all sports outside because of the toxic air. The Supreme Court has said that we've reached a state where even masks are not keeping you safe from the Delhi pollution, and the government says go up in a hot air. That's the truth of it all. As they said, Delulu is the only Salulu. But do we even stand a chance? That's the question. Our air is toxic, our water's killing us. Look at it. When it comes to toxic air, as per the WHO, air pollution has killed 1.7 million Indians in 2024 alone. There is uranium in the water as well that we are going to show you next. How there is uranium in the water. This is not just in Delhi, in Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh as well. Next, there is industrial pollution which is also killing us. The CPCB tells us that there are 4,493 grossly polluting industries across India. Why? Let's just be delusional. Let that be the only solution which has been offered to us. Also, are you a non-smoker? Do you think you're a non-smoker in Delhi? Well, think again. Because in the Delhi NCR today, it doesn't matter whether you smoke or not. Look at these visuals, these math that we have managed to pull out for you. Every breath that you take is equivalent to a cigarette. Watch this. In Delhi, if you're living a day, that means you have smoked because of the toxic air 8.6 cigarettes a day. In Noida, 8.6 cigarettes a day. Just as bad. In Delhi, in Bombay, if you're living, it's 4.7 cigarettes a day that you have smoked. In Bengaluru, 1.8 cigarettes a day if you're living in Bengaluru. In Chennai, 3.5 cigarettes a day. Kolkata, 7.3 cigarettes a day. The only one which is a saving grace is that perhaps of Bengaluru. In fact, it's an interesting north versus south divide that we have seen in pollution. We'll get to that next. Because after all, as I was just telling you, pollution is spiraling out of control in the northern metros. It's good news for those who are near the coast and in the south, because your air is still at least relatively clean. We are going to show you the country's pollution hotspot, which international agencies have said we must wake up to. Where is a red alert? Well, these are the cities. If you're living in these cities, there is a red alert. For Delhi, for Mumbai, for Guwahati, for Patna, for Gurgaon, for Lucknow, Agartala, Jaipur, Kolkata, all of this, as you can see in this map here, has been marked in red. These are the pollution hotspots of Delhi. If you're living in any of these, well, your life literally is at risk. We are not trying to alarm you. We are trying to get people to wake up to the realities. More importantly, get governments to wake up to this reality as well. But the only ones where seem to be relatively safer, and these are the areas which have lesser pollution, are these areas, which are Bengaluru, Thiruvananthapuram, Hyderabad, Chennai, Amravati. These are the capitals which are relatively safer. However, I'm going to point out the northeast to you. It's very important for us to understand. Remember, everyone talks about how pure and untouched northeast is. See how the entire Meghalaya, Assam, Tripura areas are all marked in red. That is the latest study which has come in. That in the northeast as well, there has been so much of industries being set up that we haven't realized that there are very few regulations in the northeast. And all these industries have made the northeast of India a pollution hotbed. Let that sink in. So what's choking the air that we breathe? Is it really what everyone wants to believe, that it is the other state, it's got nothing to do with us, that the state governments can only work if the neighboring states pitch in? We are not going to get into the politics. We are going to get you studies which reveal the biggest culprits behind India's pollution. After that, we'll get you the biggest culprits behind Delhi's pollution. Well, here you have it on your screens, in India and in Delhi. In India, 33% is the pollution which is being contributed by road dust. Only 17% is due to vehicles. 13% is industries. 11% is cooking and heating. 6% is waste burning. 11% is stubble burning. And 11%, remember, there have been a lot of internal fights about which state is to be blamed. Only 11% is parali burning. You have power plants and dust storms, which really isn't much. So essentially, most of it is due to 33% of the road dust. This includes, remember, your construction dust as well. Now we are going to show you about Delhi. In Delhi, road dust is 30%. This is where you only have a GRAP 2, so there is no GRAP 3. So construction work continues. There is intense amount of construction which is happening even as we speak in Delhi. Vehicles are contributing to 25% of the pollutants. Industries are giving 15%. Cooking, heating, and so on and so forth take up the rest of it. The biggest pollutant continues to be road dust, which is construction work, and vehicles, which is 25% for Delhi. Now, toxic air has been killing about 20 lakh Indians a year, and the PM 2.5 remains to be the deadliest culprit. Pollution is amongst the leading threats to life, pushing lung cancer, illnesses, and other such diseases through the roof. In fact, there have been 17 lakh deaths in India due to pollution itself. Not just that, there have been 9,80,000 deaths due to particulate matter, which is 2.5. Now, 17% of all the deaths in India has been due to air pollution. These are the reports coming up. We are only relying on facts. In Delhi, 1 in 3 children have impaired lungs. Across India, air pollution causes 30% of premature babies' deaths. That's 3.5 lakh people. The air crisis is real. 1 in 3 kids in Delhi have impaired lungs. 30% of premature deaths, as I was telling you. These are facts that should wake us up. Let's turn our attention to Delhi's pollution hotspots, the areas where it is dangerously toxic. You have those areas on your screens. Vivek Vihar, Ashok Vihar, Nehru Nagar, Siri Fort area, Dwarka, Sector 8 and Patparganj. Let's also now move on and tell you how interestingly, replying to a question in the Parliament, the Union Health Ministry has revealed that over 2 lakh acute respiratory illness cases were being reported between 2022 and 2024 in 6 major hospitals in Delhi, and over 30,000 needed hospitalization. These are the stats coming in from the Union Health Ministry itself. We've seen a massive war of words, but do you have any accountability? Let's try and listen in. If anyone says yes, we are the problem, and yes, we have a solution.
प्रदूषण के विरुद्ध दिल्ली का युद्ध, जिस तरीके की अलार्मिंग सिचुएशन दिल्ली शहर में चल रही है, ऐसा लगता है कि सबको मिलकर के यदि हम सब इस प्रदूषण के खिलाफ अपनी लड़ाई लड़ेंगे और उसमें अपना सहयोग देंगे तो और बेहतर तरीके से हम उसमें रिजल्ट लेके आ पाएंगे।
जो है बहुत ही जो है एक गंभीर विषय है पूरे न केवल दिल्ली राजधानी के लिए बल्कि पूरे रीजन के लिए जो नेशनल कैपिटल रीजन है उसमें पोल्यूशन बहुत बड़ी समस्या है। इस मामले में सरकार को तत्काल कदम उठाने चाहिए।
चर्चा चाहते हैं, इतना महत्व का विषय है कि दिल्ली में हम लोग जहरीली सांस ले रहे हैं, हमारे बच्चे जहरीली सांस ले रहे हैं और सरकार इस पर चर्चा करने के लिए तैयार नहीं है। आखिर क्या हो रहा है, क्या इसके रीजंस है, सरकार ने औपचारिक तौर पर हमें बताना चाहिए।
Well, the government has in place a big budget to fight the pollution. This is where your money is going. Let's see if it's actually worked. There's a big budget allocation also being made to fight pollution. And the budget allocation is 2,388 crores. Has it worked? Well, you decide. Well, the sprinkler systems have cost 4 crore rupees. Then you have mist spraying systems, another 4 crore rupees. Then you have dust pollution control, which is 523 crore rupees. Waste cloud seeding, 3.2 crore rupees. Complete waste that was. Well, this is how we are bringing up. Yamuna cleaning, also part of the budget. 500 crore rupees. You decide if you feel Yamuna is safe enough for you to even take a sip of that water. But the bigger question here is, what are we paying these hefty taxes for? If this is what we get. We don't get clean air, we don't get clean water. Why are we paying these taxes for? In fact, just to give you a sense of this, people who are living in Delhi are paying taxes to the tune of 58,750 crore rupees to the Delhi government alone. This was only last year. They're also paying taxes to the central government. This is how much they are paying. 2.5 lakh crores is Delhi's income tax to the centre. In addition, of course, people in Delhi are also paying GST, which is estimated to around 34,000 crore rupees is the estimated Delhi GST. You've paid all this money in taxes. You've done your bit. Have they done theirs? Let me take you across to our panelists. Today, joining us on the show, we have Raman Malik, a political analyst. Also, Advocate Anmol Pamar is joining us, the national spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Let me go across to Raman Malik first. Raman Malik ji, we have hot air balloons. Let's pull out the visuals of the hot air balloons before me, right behind me. This is interesting because this seems to be something that the government's pushing for. It's great to have activities such as this. Is it safe to step out in a hot air balloon when the Supreme Court says that even masks are not enough?
No, I think one must not forget where we are today and what is the foreground of this entire fiasco in the last so many years. You remember there was one famous test series between India and Australia a long time back, and that was called off because of pollution. And after that, there was drastic steps which were taken, and those steps yielded some results. But then, over a period of time, in the last about 25 years, there has been serious deterioration of the infrastructure and the procedural work culture. Now, you have to understand that whether it is 2.5 or whether it is PM10, both are generated in a quantity by multiple things, which are construction, which are other activities related. But then, how do you diffuse this? That is the biggest question. And that bigger question has to be understood with this, that the administration, that is the MCGs and the NDMCs, would have to create a system whereby these debris, these CND waste and other things have to be reprocessed, and there has to be a full mechanism, which unfortunately was not there when the BJP government has come into power.
Okay.
Then who has to take the onus for...
BJP government has been in power for what, about 7 months?
7 months. In 7 months, an entire 25 years.
So it's not their fault. So
No,
I had asked you about the hot air balloon. Raman Malik, I had asked you about the hot air balloon. You've told me everything beyond that, except for answering, is it safe for us to go up in a hot air balloon in Delhi's pollution? You have not answered that. You've answered everything else, perhaps.
Delhi itself has become Delhi itself
Is that
has
something
become
that
a
the Aam
balloon.
Aadmi Party government did? Was this done by the BJP government or the Aam Aadmi Party government? Raman Malik. Hot air balloon. Whose idea was that?
I would say going hot air balloons and everything can be good recreational activities, but they are not something which is worth doing with this much of pollution around.
At least you're giving me that.
At the same
least
point,
you are giving me it's an ill-conceived notion to have a hot air balloon being pushed through at a time when we are literally choking. This is not bad air. This is mass murder. Anmol Pawar. Of course, your party has been blamed by the BJP government. It's your fault, not theirs.
Meghna ji, Delhi is literally gasping. It has become a gas chamber, and in fact, the entire North India. And the BJP repeatedly claims that it is taking steps to combat pollution. But every Delhi citizen can see the truth. There is zero political will to implement real solutions, no intent, no plan, no implementation, no action, no accountability, and no urgency. What the BJP is doing is not pollution control. What they are doing is perception control. This four-engine government is taking four-pronged steps to combat pollution. First is manipulating and misrepresenting AQI data. Second is sprinkling water around pollution monitoring stations so that AQI levels look cleaner on paper.
But
Third
they say that it's a problem they have inherited.
I'll answer that. Third is whenever they don't have answers, the BJP sets up a new committee, then another committee, this endless committee circus. And fourth is this launching hot air balloon. And now I'm coming to your question. Meghna ji, this Bharatiya Janata Party is in center for the last 12 years. They have governments in more than 22 states. And as per WHO, 13 out of the 20 most polluted cities in the world are in India.
Yes.
83 out of the 100 most polluted cities in Asia are in India. So whose fault is this? Is it the fault of Aam Aadmi Party, which reduced pollution during their time by more than 40%? And
let's not brag about the Aam Aadmi Party tenure and the pollution there. Let's not go overboard there. But I'll give you the first point that it's not a Delhi-centric Raman Malik. It's not just in Delhi. Will you take onus for the others? Others have BJP governments, which it does even in Delhi.
So what is happening in Punjab? Please ask him why they were not able to control, where Haryana was able to control the stubble burning and other activities.
In Delhi, it's not about stubble burning. I just showed you on graphics, Raman Malik. It's not about stubble burning. Stop blaming other states. Even the Supreme Court said that.
I am not blaming anybody. All that I'm saying is there's a lack of will around with people also. And then, yes, I am not saying this, that the government is not responsible. The government has to be proactive in this, because
has the government been proactive? Has the government been proactive? Raman Malik.
I am not very sure.
That's a yes or no.
I can say this, that the government.
Do you live in Delhi,
very
Raman Malik ji? Do you live in Delhi? I do.
I live in NCR and I
live in Delhi.
To Delhi every day.
And I live with it every day too.
That I do not feel.
And we see what happens to our parents, what happens to our children, what happens to senior citizens. Anmol Pawar, do you have any solution? What's the solution?
Meghna ji,
What solution would you have? They had
Can I?
Yes. Quick words, because we have run out of time.
They have got so many things.
He's constantly interrupting. He should stop blaming the farmers of Punjab, because the own BJP government central agency like CPCB, CAQM, IARI, they have given a certificate that more than that stubble burning incidents have reduced by more than 95%. What's the point of interrupting? Meghna ji,
what's the point in having this conversation when all you have is political mudslinging? What's the point in having these discussions when all we can do is blame each other and not one solution which has come out? I've asked both of them, do you have a solution? Because me being part of the common masses, it doesn't matter to us who gives us a solution. The problem is no one. No one's giving us a solution. All they want us to do is go on a hot air balloon. You go figure. But with that, we're going to be slipping into a short break. Thank you so much, Raman Malik as well as Anmol Pawar, for joining us here on the show. A short break. Don't go anywhere.